everyone, this is a continuation of standard form. Now we're going to look at how to write things as ordinary numbers and how to write things in standard form in this video. So the first thing you need to do is a slightly odd set of questions. You just have to place a decimal here. Where would the decimal go in order to make this number between 1 and 10? So I'll do the first one as an example. The number itself is 52,000 and the decimal would normally be here, if you might have a few zeros after that. But to make it between 1 and 10, we're going to have to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 to this point here. So the number ends up being 5.2. Okay, so now we have changed the number here. 5.2 is not equal to 52,000, obviously. We're going to look at how to correct for that on the next video, on the next part of this video here. So the decimal would have moved this direction there. So try it for the next few numbers and then we're going to see how you do with this. Okay, so pause the video if you need more time. Now again, this number, the decimal would have been here, but it's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places back to, and then what the number you end up with is 5.01. The zeros don't make a difference here after the end of the after the decimal. Okay, how about this one? To make this a number between 1 and 10, the decimal would have to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember, when we're moving the decimal, we're actually, every step we're dividing a number by 10. So in this case we're dividing by, divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000, divide by 10,000. The number you get is 4.2365. Remember, these numbers are not equal. 42,365 is not equal to 4.2365. We're just practicing a part of a skill here that we're going to need later. Now, what happens when you get a small number like 0.00452? To make it between 1 and 10, this decimal is going to have to move to the right. So we're multiplying by 10, multiply by 100, multiply by 1,000. What you end up with is 4.52. So it's moved, the decimal has moved 3 places, or in other words, we've multiplied by 1,000, so 4.52. Again, remember, these numbers are not equal to each other, but 4.52 is between 1 and 10. And then the final example, I hope you spotted that we moved it 1, 2, 3, that's 1,000, and then 10,000. So the number becomes 4. Now we could write 0.0, but we don't need to generally, it's just 4. And again, remember, they're not equal, but to make this a number between 1 and 10, you would make it into 4. Right, let's look at some practical examples of standard form questions, and then you're gonna see why this skill is useful. All right, so we need to write the following numbers in standard form. So we're going to use a skill from the previous slide. You're going to decide where could the decimal go here in order for this to be a number between 1 and 10. So just for your reference, there's a hint on the top of the screen on what standard form is. Now we know to make this a number between 1 and 10, the decimal is going to have to go here. So we get 5. Obviously 5 is not equal to 50,000. So what we need to say is where was the decimal? Where was the decimal? Originally the decimal was here. So we moved it to the left, but we now need to correct for this because 5 is not equal to 50,000. So we're going to multiply by 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. So to write this the long way, we're going to multiply by 10. Let's see how many times we're meant to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to say times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. Now, if you've done laws of indices before, you know that there's a shorter way of writing this. We can write this as 5 times 10 to the power 4. So again, you may have noticed we've moved a decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Now 5 times 10 to the power 4 is equal to 50,000. Now this is a number between 1 and 10, so we can tick that off, and that is an integer, so we can tick that off, and we're multiplying by 10, so that's also correct. So this is how you can write in standard form. Okay, so let's just tidy this up. So this is going to be 5 times 10 to the power 4. You may not need to write this middle bit eventually, but we're still starting out, so we're going to keep that working out. So here's a second example. Now decide where the decimal started off. Now originally it's there. Now we want it to be here to make it between 1 and 10, 5.38. So we're going to write 5.38. Now how many times are we going to multiply it by 10? Well, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So the long way of writing this is times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. And the shorthander is 5.38 times 10 to the power 4. Okay, here's another example. Now we want this to be between 1 and 10. So the decimal originally was here because it's 538.0. But we want it to be here to make it 5.38. So let's write 5.38. And we're going to have to move the decimal 2 times. Now you may have figured out that this is just going to be times 10 to the power 2. If you're not sure how we got that, I'll show you here. So 5.38 times 10 times 10. And that is now in standard form, standard form, standard form. Okay, have a go with working out these numbers in standard form. There's a clue here for you on the right, just a hint, not a clue, just something to help you. And what you want to do is decide where the decimal goes and then turn it into standard form. So this one, the first one would be 4 times 10 to the power 2. Have a go with the rest. Okay, so hopefully you've had enough time to try these. Pause the video if you need more time. And let's look at some of the answers. So this is going to be the decimal starts here and moves 2 places. So 4.1 times 10 to the power 2. The third question, the decimal would go here to make it between 1 and 10, and you move it 1, 2, 3 places. So this would be 1.41 times 10 to the power 3. The next one, we know that the decimal should be here, 9.71, and it's moved 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So this will be 9.71 times 10 to the power 4. Now where would the decimal go here to make it a number between 1 and 10? Well, it would have to be here, and we want it to go back to where it originally was, which is in this case only 1 place to the right. So this will be 9.71 times 10. Now we've only moved it once, so it's 10 to the power 1. So 9.71 times 10 to the power 1 is equal to 97.1. And then the last one, you may have noticed that actually this is already between 1 and 10. So the decimal doesn't move anywhere. It moves 0 places. So this is going to be 9.71 times 10 to the power 0. Now you do have to write that 0 there to show it's in standard form. Okay, so let's do a quick true or false. Decide whether this is true or whether it's in standard form or not. Okay, so the first one, decide whether it's true or false, and we can see, well, the decimal has to move 1, 2, 3 places. It starts at 2.0 or 2, so this is correct. Right, I'm going to show you 2 at a time. I'm going to pause the video and try each one. I'm not going to keep asking you to pause, so just do it once you see the questions. Okay, so here's the next one. Now 3.2 is correct, and let's see how many places we move it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be a 4. So that's not correct. This is in standard form, but it doesn't represent the number. Okay. Change the question slightly on the board, but we're still doing the same exercise. Are these correct conversions? So 900, well, it starts here, 9, you move it twice to get to 900, so this is correct. Here's the next two questions. Have a go with these. Okay, so I hope you've seen that actually the decimal starts here, but it should be here, and it should move 1, 2, 3. And that makes it wrong. That should be a 3. Okay, the next one here, 45 is 4.5 times 10 to the power 2. Well, you can see 4.5, you move it one place, so that should be a 1. Okay, last one, try this. Okay, and I'm going to show the answer in 3, 2, 1. So it should be here. So that 10 we know is wrong. It should be 1.0. And we're going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So they are equivalent. However, this is not in standard form. This should be 1 times 10 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's your answer there. Okay. So here is an exercise for you to try where you mix up all of the skills that you've used and you picked up today, and some of these skills that you picked up in previous years. Questions 1 to 10 is just converting into standard form. Questions 11 to 17 recaps some of the skills that you've done in previous topics, like percentages, multiplying negatives, rearranging, fractions of amounts, and so on. So have a go, pause the video, and here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. Right, these are the answers to the questions. Check your answers, mark your work. Okay, so I hope that was useful. And here comes the next final exercise here. For this exercise, you are going to fill in the blanks and decide what goes in these blanks. Pause the video, copy this out, and here come the answers in 3, 2, 1. So that should be a 3, 6.6, 6.66, another 6, 4.32, 4.302, 9, and 5. Okay, we're going to continue this topic in the next video. Hit subscribe, smash the like button. I'll see you on that one.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.